Hey, what's up, everybody? Joshua Casper back at you with Plugin Boutique, and today we're checking out Expose by Mastering the Mix. This is a standalone application, not a plugin, so you can't use it in your DAW. But once you've bounced your master, you drop it inside of Expose, and Expose will show you if there's any issues with the final. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through what it is, show you how it works, and how you can use the information it gives you to make better masters. So I've just got some tracks loaded inside of here, and you can add more if you want by dragging and dropping or just clicking here and using the browser. Very straightforward. And the first thing you kind of want to do is decide what you're going to be mastering for. So if I click right here, I've got mixing, if I'm going to be doing this for mixing, so like on a stem by stem basis, or if I'm looking for just straight up mastering for these different locations: CD Club, Composer, MFit, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud. So very popular streaming services. They all have different kind of standardized target levels, and luckily Mastering the Mix has programmed those levels into here, so you can just click a preset and know whether or not things are going to be working for that particular platform. They also have the EBU R128 broadcast standard, and then we have a number of different user presets if you want to make your own. And the way you would do that is if you come over here and just hit this S, you can actually type in the values or the targets that you want, and you can still choose your different presets to see what they are. So right now I'm on SoundCloud. If I bounce over to YouTube, these values will have updated. So if I go over to mastering CD, everything is going to be different. The target ceiling for, LUFS is going to be a lot higher than for something like SoundCloud, where they're going to do some conversion later on and so on and so forth. So I'm going to go back to SoundCloud, just hit save, and it's going to bring me back. And what we're going to do now is just run through what Expose shows us. And it's very sleek. It's very cool. You can see here, it's got a blue waveform with some red spots in it. And what those red spots are doing is showing me issues in the mix. So let's run through what these are. So we've got 4 different sections here. And from left to right, we've got loudness, peak levels, the stereo field or the stereo image, and then the dynamic range over here. So each one of these also has 2 different values inside of it. The loudness has the integrated LUFS, or the short-term loudness down here at the bottom, which is short-term LUFS. Over here, we've got the peak level, which is dB/TP, which is true peak measurements in decibels, true peak, and then dB, which is the sample peak measurement in decibels. So to switch between those, you just got to click them. And as you switch between them, you will see a difference. So if I click right here, you can see that on the stereo field here, we've got left-right spread heat map, and then we've got, phase correlation heat map. And you can see down here that this phase correlation, I don't have any issues here. And if I click that, you'll see that the entire waveform here is blue. But if I click up here on the left-right stereo spread, you'll see that I now have the problem areas being shown to me. So I can use this information by just clicking in here and holding down my left mouse. I can hold that down and just to hear it. If you're on top, whatever track you're playing, and just hit the space bar, it'll just continuously play. So something like using the mouse click method is a lot quicker for identifying, where the issue is, and you don't have to listen to the entire track or anything like that. So that's very cool. And then the last area over here is the dynamic range. We've got short-term dynamic range up here, and then we've got the loudness range, which is measured in loudness units down here, or LUs. So again, you really don't need to know what those things are, but I highly suggest you do, especially if you're buying a program like this where you're trying to master your own tracks or get into the mastering game, as it were. You want to understand these and why they're different and how they affect the sound, and why different platforms have different values for their, their target systems and whatnot. But having something like Expose for a beginner is really great, because you don't necessarily need to know exactly what it is. You just need to know that there's an issue there and then how to fix it. So something like this, the left right here, I've only got these 2 little issues, and I need to make a mix decision if that's an issue. And really, if you listen, the issue is that the sound almost completely drops out right here. And it's just got some left-right delay information there. So I don't think that's an issue. As long as my phase correlation down here isn't showing me anything in the red, which it isn't, it means I've just got some content that's on the left, and I need to make a decision whether or not that's okay. Let's come down here to the presets and choose it to YouTube and see how you see how the waveforms changed and updated up here. So now this one down here is actually looking pretty good, except for my dynamic range short term. So here I need to come in and maybe do some compression or maybe do some expansion depending on what the issue is. So this isn't an application that's going to allow you to make these changes. It's just going to show you where those changes are, and then you need to jump back into your mastering software or your DAW to make the changes. So you'd want to like maybe have this open and and your DAW at the same time, so you can bounce back and forth and make some changes, and then update the waveform inside of Expose to see if you fixed them. So if you're looking for a program that's going to show you exactly where your issues are for different platforms, whether it be CD or streaming, Expose is definitely a very, very helpful application for anyone looking for more information about where there might be some technical mistakes or issues inside of their music, whether that be individual stems or their masters. So anyway, that was just a quick walkthrough. I hope you learned something. I'm Joshua Casper here for Plugin Boutique, and I'll see you in the next video.